It is so nice to see such a full room. We're excited, as I said, for you to be here. It's like when you have a big dinner party and you're just worried that nobody's going to show up. So thanks for showing up. We appreciate that. So needless to say, last night was big, and it was a surprising night. The constant remark I've heard over the last few weeks was people just wanted it to be over. Really didn't matter which candidate they were backing, or that they just were wanting it to be over. Well, the election's over. But where do we go from here? And how do we ensure that we as a community are moving forward? And that's still to be determined. But what is not in question is that we will move forward. Because we all share the interest in giving California's children the strong start that they deserve. So throughout my career, which is getting longer by the year, the belief has always been, and you all do it so well, is moving forward, and not giving up, and understanding how important our work is. That belief has never wavered. I know it never will. And so we always look to, this is our situation, how do we work from here? So whether you walked into the polls yesterday as an R or a D or even an I, we go forward together today as Californians who care about children. We go forward together as Californians who are working hard to build strong futures for all our children and our communities. And that first shared step is today at this summit. So again, I cannot thank you enough for joining us and sharing this first step with us. And I ask you all to remember that last night was just one step. We have so much left to accomplish together. So, and there are a few things that happened last night here in California that were very good news. With the passage last night of Prop 55, we do not need to worry about our K-12 education partners facing a funding cliff. We now can continue our incredible opportunity to have discussions with them on how better to align our early learning and K-12 systems. How we can better support all of our teachers, whether they are infant toddlers focused in a family child care home, a TK classroom, or even a developmentally appropriate first grade classroom. How can we continue to braid and leverage each of our funding streams to build systems that best support children and strengthen families with our yet scarce resources? And with the passage of the state school bond, I hope we can start planning comprehensive community schools that serve our kids in the early years as well as their families and achieve the promise of the local control funding formula. Yeah, that's a good one. With the increase of the tobacco tax, I very much look forward to this additional, although very small, increase to our declining first 5 tobacco tax funding. Yay! So that we can continue to innovate systems and build robust systems together for our children and their families. I want to thank the Save Our Lives Coalition for their leadership that made this step forward possible. So we in California have decided to take a step forward together, but we all share the responsibility to make each step count. So because it is all about our children. Each of those beautiful and promising faces, not only that were reflected here this morning, but that you see and work with every day, are the future of each of our communities, our state, and our country. They are depending on us, as they should, to make it better and to stand up for them. And I know that is your mission as well as ours. Together, we will step forward and give them that strong start. So we, again, are very excited. Somebody asked me, so I will tell you, because I actually had a race last night myself for school board. So the good news is I won. Ha! Okay, I wasn't the top vote getter, and that's a little annoying to me, but I am very honored to continue working with the Rockland School Board. So as we get started today, we really want to take this moment to thank a few folks before we get underway. And most of all, we want to start with thanking our sponsors whose generous support enables us to conduct this important event. We have 2 silver sponsors, First 5 Los Angeles and the Institute for Healthcare Advancement. Very good. Our bronze sponsor, Los Angeles Universal Preschool, which is sponsoring this reception tonight at the movies. And so we really thank them for their support, and trust me, the food's going to be great. Other sponsors also include Brenna Information Group, the Discovery Source, and you'll notice in your bags with the Discovery Source, there's a catalog. The information that is on your tables is an example of their work. You might want to look at that. Lakeshore, Parents as Teacher, and Zobrius Medical. So to all of those people, thank you so much, and that's wonderful. I also want to take this time to thank the First 5 California staff who have been working incredibly hard, long hours to get this ready for you. So if you're First 5 California staff, can you just stand up for a minute and we can say thank you to you. And most of all, I want to thank Monica Roy and Mike Fuller. Stand up right there and right there. They really are the linchpin for this. So, and speaking of the reception tonight, it is the night of the movies, and I really do want you to be there because it's going to be good. We're beginning at 5:15. The movie's going to start at 5:45, so you got about 30 minutes to grab, as I said, really good food. There will be a no-host bar, and we're going to do a documentary called The Beginning of Life, which is from Maria Farina Films in Brazil. It was filmed in 9 countries and features some very familiar faces, child development experts that you will recognize from around the world, including one of our keynote speakers, Alison Gopnik. So we are very excited about that. So now I have the pleasure of introducing to you our chair for First 5 California, George Halverson. As you noticed in your program, our first session really is going to talk a little bit about talking, reading, and singing, and that campaign. And so George has been not only an inspirational leader, but really a hands-on expert for us as we have developed this campaign over the last couple of years. And really, I can think of no better person to lead this session than our chair. Just a little bit of background. Chair Halverson was appointed by Governor Jerry Brown to chair the First 5 Commission back in May 2013. George also is the chair and CEO of the Institute for Intergroup Understanding. In this role, he is really focused on putting processes, teaching materials, learning programs, and approaches in place to help people deal with issues of racism, discrimination, intergroup anger, and intergroup conflict. Prior to taking on these current roles, George served for more than 11 years as the chair and CEO of Kaiser Permanente, and before that, 17 years, he was the president and CEO of Health Partners in Minnesota. George has so much expertise, and I am so honored to be able to call him not only a partner in the work we do, but a friend. He is one of the most thoughtful people that have come the way of First 5 California, and we are so fortunate to have him. Most of all, he is not only a husband, but he has 5 grandchildren that he simply adores. So he inspires me every day, and I'm proud to call him, as I said, my colleague. Please help me welcome Chair George Halverson.